welcome to a new episode of English class. Okay, and today we are going to start our new episode. That is the last part of our second lesson, Guru Dakshina. Our second lesson is Guru Dakshina, and it is the last part of our lesson. Okay, in the second part we had seen that Ekalavya, a boy who is the same age of the princess, Kaurava and Pandava princess, and he had a great ambition to learn archery. Ekalavya had a great ambition to learn archery, but he couldn't have the opportunity to learn archery because he is the son of a low caste person. Ekalavya is the son of a low caste person. I hope all of you read the former topics and you get the summary of that. And I will read that portion once more. Ekalavya lived in the jungles of Hastinapur. He was the same age as the princess. He loved archery but had no teacher as he was the son of a low caste person. But had no teacher as he was the son of a low caste person. He heard about the greatness of Drona and the story of the blade of grass. He had found his guru. He presented himself at the Gurukul. He kneeled and with the folded hands said in humble voice, "Honored teacher, I beg you to please accept me as a humble student. I promise to live up to your every expectations." Drona was amazed but said to him, "I only teach the princess. I cannot become your guru. I only teach the princess. I cannot become your guru." And Ekalavya was disappointed and disheartened. On hearing the words of Guru Drona, Ekalavya became very sad and disappointed. Ekalavya became very sad and disappointed. He went into the forest. What did he do? He went into the forest and he had made his Drona his guru in his heart, and nothing would stop him from learning archery. In spite of his discomforts and in spite of the refusal of Drona, Ekalavya did not give up his intention. Ekalavya did not give up his intention. He had a great intention to learn archery, and he considered Dronacharya as a guru in his heart, and he decided to learn archery. He made a statue of Drona and practiced in front of it. What did Ekalavya do? Ekalavya made a statue of Drona. Ekalavya made a statue of Drona and placed it in a clear place in the forest. What did Ekalavya do? Ekalavya made a statue of Drona. S-T-A-T-U-E, statue. S-T-A-T-U-E, statue. Ekalavya made a statue of Drona, and what did he do? He placed the statue in a clearing in the forest. He placed the statue in a clearing in the forest, and he practiced archery in front of his statue guru. What did Ekalavya do? Ekalavya made a statue of Drona and he placed the statue in a clearing in the forest, and he started practicing archery in front of his guru. Okay, got this? Next one. He had made a statue of Drona and practiced in front of it. His dedication and hard work. Ekalavya is a hard-working student and a dedicated student. Ekalavya is a dedicated student and a hard-working student, and that made him better and better day after day. That made him better and better day after day. One day, Guru Drona, along with all the princes, was in the forest. One day, while Guru Drona was spending some day with his princess, that means with his Shishyas in the forest, hunter dogs also accompanied them. A-C-C-O-M. Listen to the spelling of accompanying. A-C-C-O-M-P-A-N-I-E-D. Accompanied. Accompanied means go along. Go along with, that is accompanied. And who were accompanying the Shishyas and Drona? Some dogs or hunter dogs were accompanying Guru Drona and the Shishyas. One of them ran ahead barking loudly. One of the dogs barked loudly and go ahead of them. All of a sudden he returned. The barked dog returned suddenly. The barked dog returned suddenly. His mouth was full of arrows. When he was returning, he was not barking. At the time when he was going from there, he was barking in a loud noise. But when he was returning, he is not having a loud noise. Why? Because his mouth was full of arrows. His mouth was full of arrows. Shot with such an expertise as to not hurt his mouth. It is shot by an expert archer. An expert archer. Why we are saying like that? Because the mouth of the dog is not hurt. There is no hurt to the mouth of the dog. But so many arrows are there in the mouth of the dog. There were so many arrows in the mouth of the dog. But it was not hurt. So Drona think that. What did Drona think? Drona thought that an expert can only do that. An expert can only do that. What a great archer this is, he thinks. Drona thinks the thought that what a great archer he is. What a great archer he is. Drona said to himself. Who can it be? Who will be that great archer who shot so many arrows in the mouth of the dog without hurting it? Only a great archer can do this. Who is the doer of this action? Who is the doer of this action? Yes, one day Guru Drona, along with all the princes, was in the forest. 100 dogs accompanied them. 100 dogs were there and they accompanied Guru and the Sishyas. One of them ran ahead barking loudly. All of a sudden he returned. His mouth was full of arrows, shot with such an expertise as to not hurt his mouth. What a great archer this is! Who can it be? Exclaimed Guru Drona. Guru Drona confused. Who is the doer of this action? Who does this action? Because if somebody do this, he will be a great archer. Why Drona is saying like that? Because Drona is saying like that because there was full of arrows. So many arrows were there in the mouth of the dog, but the dog's mouth was not hurt. Dog's mouth was not touched. What a great archer this is! Who can it be? Exclaimed Guru Drona. They had reached a clearing in the forest. Then, at that time, Drona and the students reached the princess. The Drona and the princess reached in a clearing in the forest. Clearing means an empty place. There is no trees. Clearing in the forest. A young lad suddenly threw himself on his knees. A young lad. What is the meaning of lad? Lady, lad, child. Lad means child. Lad, child. A young lad throws on his knees. What did he do? Is it throwing on the knees? No, it is not throwing on the knees. He bent his knees. That means to show his greeting, to show his respect to Drona, he kneeled on the ground. He threw himself on his knees and with bowed head and joined in greetings. What did he do? Bowed head, he bent his head to show the respect to Dronacharya. The child, what did the child do? The lad means child. The lad threw his knees on the ground and he bent his head and folded his hands and joined his hands in greetings. He joined his hands in greetings. Whenever we saw elders or our teachers, what should we do? You should greet your elders and teachers by bowing your hands and folding your hands. Holding your hands. Join your hands and bow your head. That is the sign of respect. How can we show respect to others? Bow your head and join your hands to greet them. Join your hands to greet them or bow your head to greet them. That is a sign of respect and good manners. That is a good manner. They had reached a clearing in the forest. A young lad suddenly threw himself on his knees and with a bowed head joined hands in greetings. Who are you? Asked Drona. What did Drona do? Drona asked the lad, who are you? Who is lad? Child. Who was the child there? The child was Ekalivya. Who was the child? The child was Ekalivya. And what did Drona ask? Who are you? Asked Drona. I am a humble student son, said Ekalivya. What did Ekalivya told? He is in a bowed bowed his head and joined his hands to show his respect to Guru Drona, and in a polite tone and in a humble tone, humble means mild, and in a polite tone, Yegalivya told him, "Sir, I am your humble student. I am your humble student. I don't know you. I have never taught you archery." What did Drona said? Drona said in amazement, "Please, I don't know you. I don't know who are you. And I have never taught you archery." The word, listen to the word taught. T-A-U-G-H-T. Taught. Taught means taught, the past tense of teach. T-E-A-C-H. Teach means what is teach? പഠിപ്പിക്കുക. Taught പഠിപ്പിച്ചു. Teach is the root word and the past tense of teach is taught. Listen to the spelling. T-A-U-G-H-T. Taught. T-A-U-G-H-T. Taught. The past tense of teach. T-E-A-C-H. Teach. Then Drona replied in amazement. Amazement means surprise. Amazement. A-M-A-Z-E-M-E-N-T. Amazement. Drona replied in amazement, "I don't know you. I have never taught you archery. Then how can I be your guru? How can you be my student? Please come with me." Saying so, Yegalivya guided them on to the clearing where the image of Drona stood. "Please come with me, sir. All of you come with me." Saying like this, Yegalivya guided them. G-U-I-D-E-D. Guided. Spelling of guided. G-U-I-D-E-D. Guided. What did Yegalivya do? Yegalivya guided them. Them means, who is the them here? Guru Dronacharya and the Kaurava and Pandava princess. Yegalivya guided Guru Dronacharya and the princess. Yegalivya guided Guru Dronacharya and the princess. Who were the princess? The Kaurava princess and the Pandava princess. Yegalivya guided all of them to a clearing in the forest and where the statue of Drona was fixed. Guided to a place where the statue of Drona was placed, and Yegalivya showed the statue to all of them. Saying so, Yegalivya guided them to the clearing where the image of Drona stood. Image, statue, image. Another word for statue, image. I-M-A-G-E. Here, image means statue. I-M-A-G-E. Another word for statue is image. Yegalivya guided Guru Dronacharya and all the Pandava and the Kaurava princess to a place where the statue or the image was fixed. And offerings had been made. Offerings, a new word. O-F-F-E-R-I-N-G-S. Offerings. The things what we gave to the deity or deity is called offerings. We are giving so many offerings to Lord Krishna, then Jesus Christ, then Prophet Muhammad, like that. We are giving. We are doing offerings. If we want to fulfill our dream, we offer something to God. If my wish is fulfilled, I will give you such and such things. Like that, here offerings are made in front of the statue of Guru Drona. Offerings are made in front of the statue of Guru Drona. All signs of respect to the Guru were evident. Evident means clear. On seeing the statue and the offerings in front of the statue, all of them understood that he is in full of respect to Dronacharya. He is in Yegalivya has full of respect to Dronacharya. His respect is evident. E-V-I-D-E-N-D. Evident. Listen to the word E-V-I-D-E-N-D. Evident. Evident means clear. It is very clearly shown that the respect of Yegalivya to Guru Dronacharya is evident from the situation. I will read that once more. "I am your humble student, sir," said Yegalivya. "I don't know you. I have never to archery, Drona said in amazement. Please come with me. Saying so, Yegalabhya guided them on to the clearing where the image of Drona stood. Offerings had been made. All signs of respect to the Guru were evident. Guru Drona was mesmerized at such a devotion. Mesmerized means he is in another mood, that he is very confused and he is in an enjoyment. He is in a height of enjoyment. That means on seeing the respect of Yegalabhya to the Guru made him mesmerized. Spelling M-E-S, mesmerized. M-E-S M-E-R-I-Z-E-D, mesmerized. M-E-S-M-E-R-I-Z-E-D, means mesmerized. Dronacharya became mesmerized in such devotion. Devotion means great respect. Yegalabhya has devotion. We are devoted to the deities. We are devoted to God. And to God, more than God, Yegalabhya is devoted to Drona more than God. Devotion. D-E-V-O-T-I-O-N. D-E-V-O-T-I-O-N. Devotion. He has great devotion to Dronacharya. He is having great devotion to Dronacharya. And Guru Drona was mesmerized at such devotion. His mouth opened to praise the Lord. What did Dronacharya feel? He felt mesmerized and he opened his mouth to praise. Praise means, what is praise? P-R-A-I-S-E, praise. Pugartuga, praise. P-R-A-I-S-E, praise. P-R-A-I-S-E, praise. He opened his mouth just to praise Yegalabhya, but immediately he was reminded of his vow. But immediately Drona remembered his vow. V-O-W, vow means promise. V-O-W, vow. What is the meaning of vow? Promise. Vow means promise. Opened to praise the Lord, but immediately means suddenly. I-M-M-I-D-I-A-T-E-L-Y, immediately. I-M-M-E-D-I-A-T-E-L-Y, immediately. I-M-M-E-D-I-A-T-E-L-Y, immediately, suddenly he was reminded of his vow to make Arjun the greatest archer. In the first part, we had seen that the favorite student of Dronacharya among the Kaurava, 100 Kauravas and 5 Pandavas, the favorite student of Dronacharya was Arjun, and Dronacharya promised Arjun to make him the greatest archer in the world, that nobody can defeat him. On seeing Yegalabhya, Dronacharya became mesmerized and he has full affection and satisfaction in the deeds of Yegalabhya, and he just began to open his mouth to praise the Lord, praise Yegalabhya, but immediately he was reminded of his vow. Vow means promise. His pledge. Vow means pledge. He reminded of his vow to make Arjun the greatest archer. He thought Yegalabhya can go much ahead if he practices more. Dronacharya was very sure in the case that if I give guidance to Yegalabhya, Dronacharya had a thinking in the mind that if Drona give guidance to Yegalabhya, he can go far ahead. That means that he can beat Arjun so many times. That is the real truth. Yegalabhya can go much ahead if he practices more. I will not be able to fulfill my promise. If I give practice or guidance to Yegalabhya, my words will have no value. I couldn't satisfy my word. I couldn't fulfill my promise. And aloud he said, if I am your Guru, I want Guru Dakshina. At that time, the crookedness came to the mind of Dronacharya. The crookedness came to the mind of Dronacharya and he thinks that if Ekalavya is given guidance from me or given practice from me or get practice from me, he can go much ahead. He can defeat Arjun easily. Then I couldn't fulfill my promise to Arjun. What was the promise of Dronacharya? Dronacharya promised Arjun that I will make you the greatest archer in the world and nobody can beat you. That was the promise made by Dronacharya. On seeing Ekalavya, he understood that if Ekalavya get guidance from me, he can go far ahead from Arjun, and then I couldn't fulfill my promise to Arjun. Then the crooked mind wake up in Dronacharya and he told the lad Ekalavya that if you accept me as your guru, if you have me as your guru, I want Guru Dakshina from you. That is the word. The title of the chapter is Guru Dakshina. I want Dakshina. D-A-K-S-H-I-N-A. Dakshina. I want Guru Dakshina. If you consider me as your guru, and he said, if I am your guru, I want Guru Dakshina. If you consider me as your guru, I want Guru Dakshina. All I have is yours, said Ekalavya. Ekalavya was a humble student. He is in full respect for Dronacharya. He said in humble voice, sir, all I have is yours. You can take anything from me as Guru Dakshina. Or whatever things I have, that is all yours. That is all yours. You can take anything from me, said Ekalavya. And I want your right thumb, knowing full well that without his right thumb, Ekalavya would never be able to shoot an arrow. The crooked, then Dronacharya became a cruel man. As we are reading this portion, Dronacharya is a cruel man. He wanted to, anyway he wanted to fulfill his promise. That is the only thing. He wanted the right thumb of Ekalavya. He wanted the right thumb of Ekalavya as Guru Dakshina. Knowing very well that without the right thumb, he cannot do archery very well. Knowing very well that or defeating Drona is sure that if Ekalavya grows on like that, he will beat Arjuna, and then I couldn't fulfill my word. So, Guru Dronacharya knowingly wanted the thumb of Ekalavya as Guru Dakshina. Very well he know that without the right thumb, he couldn't be able to defeat Arjuna. Shoot an arrow. Ekalavya without wincing without wincing means without any reluctance. Wincing, W-I-N-C-I-N-G. Wincing, W-I-N-C-I-N-G. Ekalavya without any reluctance, that means he did not refuse the words of Dronacharya. Full-hearted willingness, without willingness, he sliced means chopped, sliced his right thumb and laid it at the Guru's feet. What did Dronacharya do? Dronacharya asked the right thumb of Ekalavya as Guru Dakshina. Dronacharya asked the right thumb of Ekalavya as Guru Dakshina. And what did Ekalavya do? Ekalavya, without showing any reluctance, he did not refuse to give his right thumb. He sliced his right thumb. When taking a knife, he sliced his right thumb and put it on the feet of Dronacharya. This is a tale from Mahabharata. Tale means story. This is a tale from Mahabharata. Our chapter is over and I will read the second part once more. You please listen to the text very carefully. Ekalavya lived in the jungles of Hastinapur. He was the same age as the princess. He loved archery but had no teacher as he was the son of a low-caste person. He heard about the greatness of Drona and the story of the blade of grass. He had found his guru. He presented himself at the Gurukul. He kneeled and with a folded hand said in humble voice, "Honored teacher, I beg you to please accept me as a humble student. I promise to live up to your every expectation." Drona was amazed but said to him, I only teach the princess, I cannot become your guru. Who said these words? Dronacharya said these words. Eklavya was disappointed and disheartened. He went back to the forest. He had made Drona his guru in his heart, and nothing would stop him from learning archery. He made a statue of Drona and practiced in front of it. His dedication and hard work made him better and better day after day. One day, Guru Drona, along with all the princes, was in the forest. 100 dogs accompanied them. One of them ran ahead, barking loudly. All of a sudden, he returned. His mouth was full of arrows shot with such an expertise as to not hurt his mouth. What a great archer this is! Who can it be? Exclaimed Guru Drona. They had reached a clearing in the forest. A young lad suddenly threw himself on his knees and with bowed head and joined hands in greetings. Who are you? Asked Drona. I am a humble student, sir, said Eklavya. I don't know you. I have never taught you archery. Drona said in amazement. Please come with me, saying so. Eklavya guided them all to the clearing where the image of Drona stood. Offerings had been made. All signs of respect to the Guru were evident. Guru Drona was mesmerized at such devotion. His mouth opened to praise the Lord, but immediately he was reminded of his vow to make Arjun the greatest archer. He thought, Eklavya can go much ahead. If he practices more, I will not be able to fulfill my promise. Aloud he said, if I am your Guru, I want Guru Dakshina. All I have is yours, sir, said Eklavya. I want your right thumb, knowing full well that without his right thumb, Eklavya would never be able to shoot an arrow. Eklavya, without wincing, sliced his right thumb and laid it at his Guru's feet. It's a tale from Mahabharata. Okay, let us have a look at the tough words. Statue. Say the word loudly. Statue. That means image. Statue. Statue. Image. I-M-A-G-E. Next word accompanied. A-C-C-O-M-P-A-N-I-E-D. Accompanied. A-C-C-O-M-P-A-N-I-E-D. Accompanied. Next word L-A-D. Lad. What is the next word? L-A-D. Lad. Lad means child. Then Amir taught. T-A-U-G-S-T. Taught. The past tense of teach. Next word amazement. A-M-A-Z-E-M-E-N-D. Amazement means surprise. Guided. G-U-I-D-E-D. Guided means show the way. Guided. G-U-I-D-E-D. Guided. Then offerings. Offering means the things we offer to God or deity. Offerings. O-F-F-E-R-I-N-G-S. Offerings. Then next word is evident. E-V-I-D-E-N-D. Evident. Evident means clear. C-L-E-A-R. Clear. E-V-I-D-E-N-D. Evident. What is the meaning of evident? Clear. Then mesmerized. M-E-S-M-E-R-I-Z-E-D. Mesmerized means very much affectionate, and very surprised and anxious. Mesmerized. Devotion. That means with the open mouth. That means he is not expecting such a situation. That is mesmerized. Devotion. Our devotion means our respect and our respect to the great extent is called devotion. Then praise. P-R-A-I-S-E. Praise means saying good words. Praise. Saying good words. B-O-W-O. O means pledge. What is the meaning of O? Pledge. B-O-W-O means pledge. Next word is immediately. I-M-M-E-D-I-A-T-E-L-Y. Immediately means suddenly. Immediately. I-M-M-E-D-I-A-T-E-L-Y. Immediately, suddenly. Next word is Dakshina. D-A-K-S-H-I-N-A. Dakshina. Next word is wincing. Without any reluctance. Dakshina, what we give to Guru as a gift, that is Dakshina. Then wincing, without showing any reluctance. That means no refusal, acceptance. Wincing, without showing any reluctance. That is wincing. These are the new words and their meanings, and let us move on to the vocabulary ladder. You read the text as many times as possible. You read the text as many times as possible. Vocabulary ladder. First word is archery. Let us go to the meaning of archery. Listen. A-R-C-H-E-R-Y. Archery. What is the meaning of archery? What is the meaning of archery? Shooting with a bow and arrow is called archery. What is archery? Shooting. Yes, listen to the spelling. S-H-O-O-T-I-N-G. Shooting with bow and arrow. Archery means shooting with bow and arrow. A-R-R-O-W. Arrow. Archery means shooting with bow and arrow. Archery means shooting with bow and arrow. Then say with me when I say the word and their meanings. You also say with me. Then equal, having same right or rank in the society. Equal. Next word is E-Q-U-A-L. Equal means having same rank, right or rank in the society. Having H-A-V-I-N-G. Having same, S-A-M-E, same, right, R-I-G-H-T, right, or rank, R-A-N-K, rank, in the society, in the S-O-C-I-E-T-Y, society. What is equal? When we say, I am equal to my friend, I have the same rank and the same right in the society. That is called equality. Equality, equal. Equal means having same right or rank in the society. If your friend is the daughter of a doctor, if you are the daughter of a person, you are not equal. If both of you and your friend are the same, the children of doctors, you are equals. That is equal. The same rank or right in the society is called equal. Then ignorant, I-G-N-O, ignorant, I-G-N-O-R-A-N-D, ignorant, I-G-N-O-R-A-N-D, ignorant. What is the meaning of ignorant? Lacking knowledge of a specific field. I am a teacher, but I am ignorant of engineering. That means I don't have the knowledge in that field, in the field of engineering. That is ignorant. We have some knowledge, but we are not having the specific knowledge about some other field is called ignorant. Lacking knowledge of a specific field. Lacking, L-A-C-K-N-G. Lacking means without. Lacking knowledge of a knowledge. It is pronounced as knowledge. K-N-O-W-L-E-D-G-E. Knowledge. Lacking knowledge of a specific field. Of a specific field. S-P-E-C-I-F-I-C. Specific field. F-I-E-L-D. Lacking knowledge of a specific field. Ignorant. Lacking knowledge of a specific field is called ignorant. The next one, retaliate. R-E-T-A. Which is the word? R-E-T-A-L-I-A-T-E. Retaliate. R-E-T-A-L-I-A-T-E. Retaliate means take revenge. Take revenge. T-A-K-E-R-E-V-E-N-G-E. Take revenge. Retaliate. If our friend is doing any harm to us, we keep in mind, and when the situation favors us, we will take revenge on them. That is retaliate. Take revenge. Embedded. Set deeply. Embedded. 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 What is the meaning of embedded? Deeply set. Set deeply. Embedded means set deeply. S-E-T. Set deeply. That means inculcated. Set deeply. Embedded means set deeply. Embedded, set deeply. Next word is favorite. F-A-V-O-U-R-I-T. F-A-V-O-U-R-I-T. Favorite. Which is your favorite dress? Which is your favorite dish? That are related to favorite means special. Favorite, special. Favorite means special. S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Special. Favorite means special. F-A-V-O-U-R-I-T. Favorite, special. S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Special. Then mesmerize. Attracted strongly. M-E-S-M-E-R-I-Z-E. Mesmerize. Attracted strongly. Attracted strongly. A-T-T-R-A-C-T-E-D. Attracted. S-T-R-O-N-G-L-Y. Strongly. Attracted strongly. Mesmerize. Two words are there. Dejected. Which are the two other words? D-E-J-E-C-T-E-D. Dejected. What is the meaning of dejected? Unhappy. Dejected means unhappy. U-N-H-A-P-P-Y. Unhappy. The last word is retrieve. Retrieve. R-E-T-R-I-V-E. R-E-T-R-I-V-E. Retrieve means retriever. Regain. R-E-G-A-I-N. Regain. Okay. Once more. Archery. Shooting with the bow and arrow. Then equal. Having same right or rank in the society. Ignorant. Lacking knowledge of a specific field. Then retaliate means take revenge. Then embedded. Set deeply. Favorite. Special. Mesmerize. Attracted strongly. Then next one. Dejected. Unhappy. Retriever. Regain. These are the words and their meanings. Okay, you study all these words and their meanings and you write these words and their meanings in your rough book 10 times and study it well. Okay, let us wind up today and start in the next class. Thank you.